it's actually playoff time. Network, Lucas Berry, and the man himself, Chris Rader, back in the broadcast booth with us. Chris, great to have you with us once again. I understand you're quite familiar with the Midland Trail pitcher.
So this is the first time I've ever broadcast a game that my own kid's playing in, so I will try my best not to be overt or obnoxious about who I'm cheering for. I do have a vested interest, so if I throw in an occasional we or us, just forgive me.
Hey, you know what? At least you're transparent about it. The first pitch from Matty Rader is up and inside for ball one.
So, Lucas, these teams are pretty familiar with each other. They played a doubleheader in Lynn's side on April 11th. Trail's able to sweep that doubleheader, and she misses on that one. And they played last year when they were both in single A. They played for the regional title, and Trail took 2 of 3. So very familiar with each other. This is their 6th meeting in the last couple of years.
The 2-0 pitch is a strike. And I'm glad you mentioned the class they were in, because believe it or not, this is a double-A game now.
It's hard
to believe that Trail's in Double-A.
Yeah, they moved up. James Monroe moved up with them. It seems like we're reclassifying about every year now. As Peyton Griffith, the leadoff batter for James Monroe, has worked it to a 3-1 count, and she's got a .516 on base percentage, so she's used to starting things off here for James Monroe.
The 3-1 pitch on the way is inside. She draws a leadoff walk and increases that on base percentage a little bit and gets the Mavericks started here in the first inning. And that'll bring up the catcher, Shaylin Wickline.
Shaylin's hitting 200 this year for James Monroe, but they've kept her in that 2 spot. She hit the 2 spot when we played them last year. She does have 15 walks, which is second on the team.
Shows bunt, pulls it back. Nothing doing out there at second.
And it looks like they're showing a little small ball, like you said, showing the bunt. And then they got their big hitters coming up after.
Pulls it back, outside, but called a strike, 1-1.
I agree with you. That was a little off the plate, but he did give that to her.
Bunt shown once again. Got it down, but it's foul. And that's now a 1-2 count to Miss Wickline.
And that probably takes the bunt off, and we'll probably see Shaylin swing it away now. Occasionally they'll fool you. Occasionally they'll try to lay down a 2-strike bunt, but it's unusual.
Yeah, the penalty for that is potentially costly if it doesn't go the way you want it to. But that's outside for ball 2, regardless.
Once you get to Shaylin, then their big hitters come up, Chloe Burt and Briley Thomas, and that's the danger part of James Monroe's lineup.
The 2-2 pitch inside for ball 3, and the count runs full.
So Maddie's struggling with her control here early. If you give them 3 passes, that makes it too easy. You want to make them swing the bat.
The 3-2 pitch is outside once again. Shaylin draws a second walk of the inning, and it brings up Chloe Burt.
And Chloe's got some impressive numbers. Hit .494 for the season, 804 slugging percentage. She led the team in hits with 44, 3 homers, and 34 RBIs. And we're going to have a courtesy runner for the catcher. And I'll get her name for you here in just a moment. That's number 11, McKenna Wickline, who's going to, I think she might be running for her sister there. And their dad is the coach, Greg Wickline. So Chloe Burt led the team in home runs and RBI. So first and second, nobody else. So Trail's in a bad way right here. And Maddie's got some good hitters coming up now to try to drive these kids in.
The first pitch to Chloe Burt, bunt shown, dropped. Back to Raiders. She'll go over to first, got the out. And play at the plate.
Got her.
She's out.
That's a big play for Trail, double play. Boy, that's a way to get you out of a jam.
Oh yeah. In all that chaos, Wickline does move over to second, but instead of being down 1-0, it's 2 outs now for Trail.
And here's Briley Thomas. She led the team in batting average with 526 average. She drove in 24 runs, had 21 extra base hits. This is arguably their best player because she's their pitcher too.
She's on the mound tonight, so try to help her own cause. She's down 0-1.
I got to be honest with you. What I've seen out of Chloe Burt, I'm kind of surprised they bunted her. She led the team in RBIs, 494 average. I'm kind of surprised.
When you lift off those stats, I was too.
Yeah, I was really surprised when she showed bunt right there.
Grounded over to third. That gets through. And the run will score on the double. So the Mavericks take a 1-0 lead here in the AA Region 3 Section 2. This is actually one of the last bastions of sectional play. They didn't change that in softball this year.
Yeah, you're right. Your sectional plays almost went away, but you're right. And in baseball, they're still not doing sectional play. They're doing regional play.
Yes, one big regional, yeah.
But for some reason, they kept the sections in softball. So Briley's going to have a pinch runner here for her, too. And I didn't get that number out there. We'll try to check on that here in a minute. As this is Peyton Street, she's hitting 366 for the year with 20 RBI. She comes to the plate now.
Great chance for RBI number 21 for her, and the first pitch is a ball.
So James Monroe does get on the board. That could have been worse with first and second, nobody out. So if Trail can get out here with just giving up one run after that start,
they'll take that.
They'll probably take that.
That's fouled back. 1-1. Excuse me. Yes, 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
Here we go. I was looking at the wrong batter on my score sheet.
So James Monroe, when they get to the heart of their lineup, there's some impressive batting averages, some impressive statistics, on-base percentages. This is the heart of their lineup right here.
That's inside, and they'll try to go to third, but she's in there safely.
And that's number 8. That's Monica Moore. Monica Moore.
Once you count to Peyton Street. Swung on and missed strike 3. She struck her out. And that is the top of the first. We'll go to the bottom half on the Minerva Network. Trails coming up to bat.
Reno Medical Center is located in the heart of Reno and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Reno Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
And welcome you back here on the Minerva Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Rader here. You are watching sectional softball. This is the Region 3 Section 2 semifinal. And remember, this is double elimination. So if you lose, it's not the end of your season, but you're kind of in a really bad way.
You're in a bad way, absolutely. So win or lose, we're going to Glen Daniel tomorrow night at Liberty's home field because Summers County's field wouldn't be available. So, and last year, Trail lost the opening game in the regionals to James Monroe, but was able to come back and win the final 2 and earn that state tournament berth. So, Briley Thomas, I told you, she's a workhorse for James Monroe. She pitched 146 and 2/3 innings. She pitched every inning for James Monroe except 2 innings the entire year. So, as she goes, James Monroe goes.
Yeah.
So, she comes in with a 12-12 record. She has 148 strikeouts, 48 walks, and opponents hit 330 against her this year. She had a 4.86 ERA. And Maddie Rader, the pitcher, is going to lead off for Midland Trail. She comes into the season hitting 397.
She might be the first left-handed hitter I've seen all year in a softball game.
She's an anomaly in that she can hit both ways, which really doesn't help you that much in softball given the angle of the pitch, but she will turn around righty sometimes and hit as well.
The first pitch to her is in the dirt for ball 1.
Maddie had a good year, but she comes in a little bit of a slump. The last 5 games of the year, she's just 3 for 17, so she's trying to break out of that slump here tonight.
Outside for ball 2. There's something to be said, and I don't know how much you believe in this, Chris, but I do, that when you turn the calendar around to playoff time, it's almost like a big reset.
Absolutely. Yeah, the intensity ratchets up, that's for sure.
The 2-0 pitch, too, is swung on and grounded out to second, and Maddie will reach base.
That's going to be an error on the second baseman, Peyton Street out there. So Maddie typically will have a courtesy runner for her. In softball, you can have a courtesy runner every time your pitcher or catcher gets on. Looks like she's going to, and that's going to be Aubrey Spencer, who comes out and runs for her. And this will be Jessie Mooney. Jessie's a freshman. Jessie hit .324 this year for Trail and led the team in RBI with 24. Jessie's had a nice freshman season, and she's come up big for us in some key situations this year.
First pitch to Mooney is outside ball one.
Now, occasionally Coach Candace Young, she likes to play a little small ball too, and she'll do that with some of her better hitters too. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Jessie lay a bunt down here, but it's kind of whatever mood strikes Candace at the time.
And that's a ball as well.
It must have been kind of high. It was over the plate. From our vantage point up here, it looked pretty good, but apparently the umpire deemed it was a little high. So Jessie's got a hitter's count with in front of her now at 2-0.
The 2-0 offering incoming. And that swung on and fouled right back toward the camera down there in left field for a 2-1 count now.
And Candace also isn't afraid to, she'll send runners. Trail's a good base running team. They have a lot of team speed, so she's not afraid to put on a little hit and run, a straight steal.
The 2-1. Fouled off right back into the chain link fence in front of us, 2-2.
Now, this is the time, if I'm calling pitches, when you see a pitch fouled straight back, I'd throw a change up here. I'd change speeds on her. Now, I frankly don't know if Briley's got a change up in her arsenal, but if she does, I would throw a change up right here.
Well, we're going to find out. The 2-2. And that misses for ball three.
That was just off the plate. She didn't miss by much on that. As you can see, Briley Thomas has good velocity. She's a good player. I remember her from last year. She's a senior, and as a Trail fan, I'll be happy when she graduates.
And that's a walk as well.
Said it was a little high. It was over the plate, but apparently he said it was a little high, so Jessie Mooney gets on. So Trail finds themselves in the same position that James Monroe was in the first inning. First and second, nobody out. And here strides Nevaeh Hall. And if you're looking for Trail's best offensive player, this is the kid. Nevaeh comes in leading Trail in about every important offensive category: batting average, hits, on-base percentage, runs scored, stolen bases, and total bases. Those are most of the biggies. Nevaeh's had a really good year. Comes in hitting .467.
She looks at the ball to start her at bat off.
Some of these, from my vantage point, I'm right behind them. Some of these pitches look pretty good to me. That didn't miss by much.
The 1-0. Swung on and missed, strike one. And it seems to me that there's a pattern developing. If she's missing, she's got to be missing high.
Yeah, I think so. Because some of them are definitely over the plate. They have to be missing high or low, according to the umpire, because some of these pitches are over the plate.
1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike two. So Nevaeh finds herself down 1-2.
She's second on the team. She drove in 12 runs for Trail this year.
And that's a foul. We'll do it again.
Got just enough of it to stay alive. Now, I will say, as someone who watched every Midland Trail game, one of their Achilles heels this year is they haven't always come up when they have, opportunities like this, runners in scoring position. They don't always cash in. That's one of the reasons they're 10-13. There's that change up. There's that. She does have a change up in her arsenal because that was a pretty one. That's a big out. And Presley Walker, another freshman, comes to the plate. She's hitting .311 with a .373 on base percentage. She was second on the team with 12 stolen bases this year, hitting cleanup for Midland Trail.
That's when you know they got good team speed. Bunt shown, strike called.
Got to get that bunt down. That was right over the plate. So if you're going to try to bunt it, you got to get that down.
That one missed high.
Yeah, that was one. A little high. So I mentioned, back-to-back freshmen coming up the plate for Midland Trail. They're a young team. In fact, of the 9 players in the batting lineup tonight, there's only 1 senior.
That's put into play. That's going to find the shortstop, and they'll only get the out at second.
So fielder's choice out there. It'll put runners at the corners. This is Jesse Skaggs. This is our lone senior. I told you we only had 1 senior. Jesse's our catcher. Jesse's actually versatile. She can play outfield too. And she's the only senior in the batting lineup here tonight. And Lucas, don't be surprised.
Everybody's safe.
I was getting ready to say, don't be surprised if they let Presley take second. They don't want to risk the throw to second and give up a run. So runners from second and third. They were seeing if they could catch Aubrey napping. Almost did, but not quite. So it puts it runners second and third and counts 1-0.
One-0 pitch.
That's a good pitch. Right on the inside corner.
One pitch to Jesse Skaggs incoming. And that's foul back, 1-2. One-two is outside, 2-2.
Tried to get her to chase. The catcher set up outside that time. They were trying to get her to chase. Jesse with good plate discipline didn't chase it. Now it evens the count at 2-2. This is usually where they say best pitch. They want the pitcher to throw their best favorite pitch right here. She bounced that one.
So the count now runs full at 3-2. As Jesse tries to drive a run in and tie the ball game up. And she'll get on base.
Jesse worked a walk. Now, she tied for the team lead in walks with 9. That's her 10th walk of the season, so that loads them up. This is sophomore third baseman Raylan Morris. Now, Raylan comes in just for the season just hitting 160, but she's been swinging a hotter bat as of late. Raylan seems like she's been getting out of a funk a little bit. She's got a big at bat right here to drive in some runs.
And she swings to the first pitch. That's foul. Down the right field line, 0-1.
Last regular season game Trail played in Parkersburg, Raylan had an RBI double to dead center. And the game before that, she had a fly ball to the center that almost went out against Gilmer County. So she's been getting hold of the ball a bit better here lately.
On one pitch is over into right field. A base hit. Will drive a run in.
That might bring in 3.
And might just. She's digging for third. And she's in there with a stand-up triple.
Raylan ends up at third.
Three-1 Trail here.
So this is Abby Parcell. She's our designated player tonight. She's sitting for our first baseman, Kylie Ramsey, and she's our third freshman in the lineup. Abby comes in hitting .333 with a .533 slugging percentage. She went golfing on that, and that evens the count at 1-1. Abby's another kid at the beginning of the year wasn't playing that much, and when she got her chance to get in the lineup, she took advantage of it, and she's here in a big spot for trail tonight.
Wanda Purcell is fouled off. Count will run to 1 and 2.
Had her reaching for that one. Abby's a free swinger. Abby will swing at a lot of pitches, but she's not a bad ball hitter, if that makes sense. Kind of like Vladimir Guerrero used to be. She'll chase bad balls, but she'll do something with them.
That misses high, and the count evens at 2 and 2. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3, and that ends the inning, but not before Trail gets 3 across. At the end of 1, it's 3-1 Patriots.
Reno Medical Center is located in the heart of Reno and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Reno Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
We welcome you back here to Oak Hill. Lucas Berry, Chris Rader here with you. You are watching Midland Trail and James Monroe in sectional softball. We're heading to the top half of the second inning with Midland Trail up 3-1. And Chris, you talked about how Trail at times has struggled to cash in with runners in scoring position. They did not in the bottom of the first.
Well, they got a little help from James Monroe. They had I scored at 2 errors. Maddie reached on an error on the second baseman, and actually on Raylan's head, I scored that an error as well. If somebody thought that was it, reasonable minds can disagree, but regardless, Trail's able to get 3 runs in the bottom of the first and take the lead here.
And that brings up Evie Canterbury.
Evie comes in tonight hitting .274 with 15 RBIs for James Monroe.
The 1-0 pitch to her is swung on and fouled over at third. And it wasn't fouled by much.
Was not fouled by much. I agree with you. For a minute, I thought that was going to be a double down the left field line. Wasn't fouled by much. And again, when you see a kid ahead of it pulling it like that, I wouldn't mind a changeup right here if I'm playing armchair coach here. And that's what Maddie tried to do and just bounced it. Maddie, in my opinion, her key pitch, and I'm saying key pitch and not best pitch, is her changeup. If she's getting her changeup over, she's really good. If she's changing speeds, but she doesn't always get that changeup over, and that time that one didn't look too good.
2-1 pitch incoming. It's fouled right back 2-2.
Now I think that looked like that was kind of off speed too. I don't know if that was a changeup or just maybe like an off speed curveball. She'll take her finger off sometimes and change speeds, but that looked like that was a little off speed too, able to even the count.
2-2 pitch misses high. It's 3-2.
I'm a big believer in changing speeds on batters. I think that can keep them off balance.
Full count pitch in the dirt, ball 4.
Maddie's struggling. That's already her third walk. We're just in the second inning. And that's something that, frankly, Maddie all year really did a good job of not giving batters free passes. But in the last couple of games, it's something she struggled with. And we're seeing that continue tonight with already the third walk in the second inning here.
First pitch incoming, nearly hit her.
She sure did. That's Ariana South. She's getting the start here tonight. That did almost hit her.
One pitch to Ariana South is a tick high.
Yeah,
I guess football.
Yeah, really struggling with her control here tonight. She's falling behind. She's falling behind about every hitter she's faced here tonight. And that's a recipe for disaster.
2-0 pitch in there, strike 1.
Because when you fall behind, you get down 1-0, 2-0, then you're just trying to pipe a fastball over there to get a strike, and the hitters know that, and they can kind of set on it.
That's fouled, bunted.
And Ariana probably should have let that go. That was going to be ball 3. She did Maddie a favor that time to even the count.
So we'll see if the bunt's still on or if it's free swinging time for Ariana.
Got her to swing through it.
And that's strike 3, and that's out number 1.
So Lizzie Smith will come to the plate. She's the number 8 hitter for James Monroe. She hit .237 this year.
First pitch to Lizzie is swung on and fouled back on 1.
And that's what you want to do. Finally, Maddie gets ahead of a hitter here, and that's statistics show if you can get a strike, an opening strike on the first pitch, your chances of getting the batter out go up dramatically. Oh, we got to have her. No, that was close.
That really was.
That was close. I think the throw was there. Our first baseman, Kylie Ramsey, tried to spin around and just couldn't find her, but I think the throw was there. Jessica Skaggs almost picked her off right there.
That's fouled off 0-2. Chris, I would see if this statement is completely out in left field, that the first pitch strike might be the most underrated statistic in softball and baseball.
Oh, I'm a big boy. Yeah.
That's strike 3 called, and that's a big second out for Trail.
As somebody, who the father of a pitcher, I preach to her, you got to get ahead of hitters. You got to get ahead of hitters. So, yeah, if you can get them 0-1, statistics show that your chances of getting them out go up dramatically as opposed to 1-0 then or 2-0 or something like that. Here's Grayson Dowdy, their number 9 hitter. She came in, she pops that up. She came in just hitting 167. She did lead the team, though, in walks with 18. So she's got pretty good plate discipline. So statistically, she's shown you're going to have to throw it over the plate for her to chase it.
She finds herself behind 0-1. And that's a bit high for ball 1. One pitch to Grayson Dowdy. Bunt shown, pulled back, fouled back. 1-2.
I gave you Briley statistics. I'll give you, man. Maddie comes in tonight 9-9. She pitched 104 innings for Trail, 126 strikeouts against 38 walks, had a 2.49 ERA, and opponents hit 255 against her this year.
She's ahead 1-2 to Dowdy. And that's called strike 3 on the outside corner. And she strikes out the side after she gets a leadoff walk. We go to the bottom half of the second, 3-1 Trail on the New River Network.
Raynell Medical Center is located in the heart of Raynell and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
Welcome back here on the New River Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Rader here with you. We are going to the bottom of the second as Midland Trail leads this thing 3-1. I almost said 3-1 like we were looking for a game 7 or something. But no, that's Ava Campbell coming up. She's a Trail second baseman. She'll lead off, second basewoman rather. She'll lead off to begin the bottom half of the second.
Now, Lucas, if you call him second baseman, somebody gets upset. They're just going to have to get upset. That's old habits are hard to break. So if we call him second baseman, you'll have to forgive us.
Regardless, she looks at ball one.
Ava comes in hitting .224 tonight. So while the batting average probably isn't what she would like it to be, Ava, among regular starters for Trail, struck out just 6 times. So she had the least amount of strikeouts of any regular starter for Midland Trail. So she does put the ball in play. And that foul ball even the count at 1-1. And I'm a big believer in that, especially at this level. Just put it in play and make the defense do something.
Yeah.
Just put it in play, and because you see a lot of errors at this level. If you can just put it in play, you're at least forcing them to make a play. As Briley Thomas was able to blow that one by her.
Good things happen when the ball gets put in play.
Absolutely. If it's a strikeout fest, you're not you don't even have to have fielders out there if they're just going to strike out all the time. So Ava does a good job of putting the ball in play. I hope I didn't jinx her saying that.
We'll find out here. Nope, ball get put in play, but it's right back to the pitcher.
Hit it right to her. Right back to Briley Thomas. And that'll bring up our number 9 hitter, and that's our center fielder, Kendall Parsons. Now, Kendall comes into the night hitting, he's just 149. She's had her struggles at the plate, but Kendall can put a bunt down, and Kendall's fast. If Kendall can get on, she can create some havoc for the defense on the base pass. So don't be surprised to see Kendall square up the bunt here. And as I say that, she takes a called strike and never even looks like she's going to bunt. But I wouldn't be surprised at some point during the at-bat. That's kind of what she does best.
Almost like a second leadoff hitter down there. That's inside ball one.
And Kendall's another kid that just in the last couple of games has been swinging the bat a little bit better than she has the majority of the season. So Coach Candace Young may be giving her a chance just to take the bat off her shoulder and see what happens here.
1-1 pitch. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That's good plate discipline because that was a ball, but it was enticing. I probably would have swung and flailed at that. Kendall did a good job of laying off that and getting it to a hitter's count.
The 2-1 is popped up out of play.
So that'll even it up. And again, the old cliche is this is the pitcher going to throw their favorite pitch here at 2-2. If I'm Briley Thomas, I'm probably just rearing back and trying to throw a fastball by her, being the number 9 hitter. And that'll get us back to the top of the lineup. So Maddie Rader, who reached on the error on the second baseman Peyton Street the first time, and that run eventually came around to score as Peyton Street made another error later in the inning. So she comes up again here, and we get back to the top of Trail's lineup.
Maddie Rader looks at the first pitch. She puts that into left, just beyond the fence. It's 0-1.
Well, that's something you'll see Maddie do a lot. Maddie will hit it the opposite field a lot from that left-hand side. She'll try to push it between the third baseman and shortstop. She'll hit flares. I kid her all the time. She has these good batting averages, but I say you never hit a ball hard. That's not true, though. She does hit plenty of balls hard. That was a really nice change-up that time from Briley Thomas, and that's why I'm a fan of changing speeds. You can tell Maddie was off balance that time, and she had her way ahead of that. So she's got her in a bad way at 0-2 here.
0-2 pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. And that's going to go into center field for a base hit. And that'll be at Maddie over to first.
It's a nice job of 2-strike hitting by Maddie that time to hit a line drive out in the center field and keep the inning alive. She's going to get a courtesy runner like the pitcher can if you choose to do that. And it looks like that's going to be Aubrey Spencer again, who ran for her in the first inning as well.
It brings up Jessie Mooney.
Jessie walked her first plate appearance.
And then was called out at second on a fielder's choice. for the second out of the last inning. And that's ball one, Jesse, in this event. No, strike one. Late call.
Yeah, I think he did call that a strike. I thought initially he called it a ball too, but
it was a late call.
It was a late call. It looked pretty good from up here to me. I thought it was a good pitch.
0-1 pitch. And that's going to get through in the left field. And they're going to third with it. She's safe at third. And Jesse will just stride on into second. It's runners in scoring position here with 2 outs for Trail.
So misplay by the left fielder, Ariana South, that allows the runners to advance 1 extra base. And Nevaeh Hall, who struck out in the first inning, comes up with a chance to add to this Trail lead and give them a little bit of breathing room. Second and third, 2 out.
Nevaeh looking to have better luck in this at bat than she did the last time she struck out, as she's ahead in the count 1-0.
They were really trying to get Nevaeh to chase there. The catcher set up well off the plate. And Nevaeh, kind of like Abby Parcell mentioned, she's a free swinger. She'll swing at a lot of pitches, but she's able to lay off that.
1-0 to her. And that's grounded back over to first. And they'll go to the bag, get the out, inning over. And it remains 3-1. We've played 2. On to the third on Maneuver Network after this.
Reno Medical Center is located in the heart of Reno and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Reno Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
Welcome back here on the Minerva Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Rader here with you. We want to take this time to thank our sponsors tonight. We've got Reno Medical Center, Fade Awning and Glass, and Fit for a Queen. We thank them for helping us to bring this game to you. It's always a pleasure to be here, no matter who's playing, whether it's Oak Hill or Midland Trail and James Monroe. And, of course, being playoff softball, well, there's only a few more times to see these girls in action, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, good to have them on. And we go down to the top half of the third inning as James Monroe is trying to get back in the ball game here a little bit. They're down 2, still early goings, but if you're going to start getting in that deficit, now's a good time to do it.
Well, this is the part of their lineup. If they want to cut into the lead, this is the part of the lineup to do it. They're back at the top of their lineup. Peyton Griffith, who I mentioned earlier, comes in hitting .471. She walked her first plate appearance. So Maddie's got her work cut out for her here in the top of the third, trying to maintain this lead.
First pitch to her is in there, strike one.
Good pitch on the inside corner that time for Maddie. Hard to tell if that's an inside fastball or a screwball, but it definitely caught the corner around the knees. If you can live there as a pitcher, you're going to have a lot of success. Tried that changeup. And that's what I said. I think that's Maddie's key pitch. Again, not her best pitch, but her key pitch. If she's getting her changeup over, she's really tough. But she's tried it a couple times, hasn't been able to do it.
1-1 pitch is outside for ball 2.
That was her curveball, and she just missed with that. That was just off the plate. That's what she was trying to land that time, though, in the outside corner and just missed.
And that's fouled back, 2-2.
Now, again, me playing armchair coach, I wouldn't mind trying that change up here again at 2-2. After Peyton fouls that straight back, see if you can get her on her front foot chasing that a little bit.
Got a 2-2 pitch.
That's what she did.
And she got her strike
That's
3.
where there's that change up, changing speeds. So me and Candace Young, the coach, we were in lockstep of what we were thinking right there. So that was a nice pitch by Maddie to get her to chase that. And This is Shaylin Wickline, the catcher, who also walked her first plate appearance.
She came around to score for the only James Monroe run thus far. She shows a bunt. Pulls it back. And looks at the ball for 1-0. Bunt shown once again on a 1-0 incoming. And that's ball 2.
And again, now if you're Maddie, we got to get one over the plate. Probably just pipe a fastball somewhere. That's why they call it a hitter's count, because they can kind of set on it. But Maddie's got to throw her a strike here. Again, working behind a hitter. And then you got the heart of the lineup coming up, so you don't want to put this kid on.
She got one.
Gets that one over.
The 3-1 pitch.
That's a bad pitch, yeah. That was way off the plate.
So Shaylin's on for the second time tonight. Courtesy runner looks like it should be, yep.
See who that is, number 11. She ran the first time. That's going to be
McKenna Wickline. That brings up Chloe Burt.
So the last time Chloe bunted into a double play, and again, she's one of their big sticks in the lineup. I doubt very seriously they're going to have Chloe bunting this time. Let her swing away, as again, Maddie's working from behind there. And that's something Maddie struggled with, is she's already got 4 walks here tonight.
Chloe was hitting what, like 497 on the season?
494. Yeah, 494.
So, yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing a bunt anytime soon.
Yeah, that's that curveball. That time she got it over. That's a good pitch. It's right over the outside corner. And if she can do that and paint that corner, she's going to have success.
That's into right field. It'll be a base hit. They'll try to get the out at third, and that goes into the dugout. No, near the dugout. But the bag came loose. And so that'll be runners at second and third.
And here comes Briley Thomas with her .526 average and 24 RBI. So this is a big key part of the game here for Trail and James Monroe as Briley comes up. And she hit a hard single her first at bat in the left field.
First pitch is a little high for ball 1.
Yeah, it looked like she's trying to get that curveball over, and it was a little outside that time.
Thomas trying to help her own cause with 2 runners in scoring position here with just 1 out.
Oh, and that's out of here.
Yep, you called it.
That's
3-run
out
shot.
of here.
And it's 4-3 James Monroe just like that.
Just like that with 1 swing of the bat, and that's what Briley Thomas brings to the plate, literally and figuratively, for James Monroe. She's a heck of a player. That's why I said, as a Trail fan, I'm happy to see her graduate after this year. She does a little bit of everything. Good pitcher, heck of a hitter, and comes up with a big hit there. And I said before the inning started, if they were going to get back in it, this would be the inning to do it with this part of the lineup. And
sure enough, they did.
Sure enough, they sure did.
Peyton Street, she struck out in the first inning. She'll be looking to improve upon that, of course. And get another. Is it a separate rally or is it a second rally? Trying to get on base to begin it for James Monroe, and she looks at ball 1.
And there's still just 1 out in the inning, so Maddie still has some work to do to get out of this inning.
Grounder over to second, and they'll get the out at first. 2 gone.
Ava Campbell made that look easy. It's now 2 down. That'll bring up Evie Canterbury, and she also walked in her first plate appearance.
And that's inside, but caught the inside corner for ball 1. Or strike 1, I beg your pardon.
Yep. So Evie came in the night hitting 274. Maddie tried to, looked like it might have been, I don't know if it was a changeup or an off-speed curveball. Either way, it missed outside.
And that'll get right back out to second. We'll do it again, and this time it's another out. So, it's 4-3 James Monroe. We go to the bottom half of the third on the Nerve Network after this.
Raynal Medical Center is located in the heart of Raynal and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Raynal Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
Welcome back to the Nerve Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Rader here with you. We are going to the bottom half of the third inning. It's 4-3 James Monroe as they responded just like that in the top half. Trail, of course, getting a chance to answer, and they will do so with the, if I'm correct, 4-5-6 in their order.
Yeah, Presley Walker's coming up. She's the cleanup hitter for Trail. She hit into a fielder's choice to the shortstop her first time at bat. And Lucas, what we just saw is something that Trail is sorely missing. Trail doesn't really have any home run hitters. Trail has hit one home run the entire season, and it's something that has plagued them. When Trail does get hits, they get singles, and it's a base at a time. And Trail right now just doesn't have a kid like Briley Thomas who can, put it over the fence. And and you saw that come into play big time that time with a 3-run homer, and that's just not something right now that Trail has at their disposal, which makes it tough.
Bradley Thomas to Presley Walker. The first pitch is swung on and fouled off 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Started to swing at that time. It's 0-2.
Candace Young knew it was coming, too. She told her to stay back. She knew the changeup was coming. And I'll tell you what, the couple times Briley Thomas has thrown that changeup, it's looked really good. I would throw it more. Couldn't get her to chase that time.
So it's a 1-2 count.
Now, Lucas, I mentioned Trail's youth and missed on that changeup. Presley's a freshman. I said that we just have one senior in the starting lineup. Well, of those, 6 are going to not only be in the starting lineup next year, but the year after. There's 6 freshmen or sophomores in the starting lineup for Trail here tonight. It's a very young team. Nice play.
Really nice play. Will they get her at first? They will.
Presley hit it right on the button. Nice play by Chloe Burt to range over and make the play. Chloe's also a senior for James Monroe, and that's one out. That'll bring Jessie Skaggs back to the plate. She walked her first plate appearance.
Swings at that one. It's 0-1. Bunt shown. Popped right back in front of us. And it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, quickly 0-2. Now Jessie's going to have to battle back. Boy, it didn't miss by much. She's trying to get her to chase. That ball didn't miss by much on the outside corner there.
Now, it looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, maybe just a little high, maybe a tad off the plate, but it didn't miss by much.
A 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2.
Yeah, we've seen Bradley do that 2 or 3 times here tonight, just kind of roll it. I don't know if she's trying to throw that change up or the ball's just slipping out of her hand, but she's had that happen to her a couple times tonight.
The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that is a quick second out. Here, and it brings up Raylan Morris.
So Raylan hit the grounder to the second baseman that Peyton Street made an error when it got all the way to the fence, and it brought in all 3 runs for Trail in the first inning. She did hit it sharply. It was a sharply hit ground ball.
Caught the inside corner there on 1. And that's chopped back over to second. And down go the Patriots in the bottom half of the third. We're going to the fourth. It's 4-3, James Monroe on the Monroe Network.
Raynell Medical Center is located in the heart of Raynell and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
We welcome you back here on the Monroe Network as we're about at the halfway point of the ballgame. In fact, we're just a little bit over. Let's go ahead and recap the stakes tonight. This is the first game of the Region 3 Section 2 AA playoffs. It's double elimination, so if you lose tonight, your season's not over, but it's still it's in a bad way. The winner gets the winner of Summers County and Liberty Raleigh, and then the loser, of course, will play the loser of that game. And if you lose 2 in a row, you're done. And you got to go do it the old-fashioned hard way.
So this is the 7, 8, 9 portion of James Monroe's lineup. This is Ariana South. She struck out her first at bat. She fouls that one off trying to bunt. And what Maddie wants to do here is just set this part of the order down 1, 2, 3. You don't want to turn the lineup back over and have a runner on base when you get to their bigger hitters. So Maddie needs to get through this inning unscathed if she can.
She's ahead 0-2 on Ariana South, just like that.
And on the other side of the region, in the other section, there's already been a team eliminated. There was 3 games played at Bluefield last night. The Bluefield Beavers are already out. They lost twice last night. Ariana looks at strike 3. And Bluefield, which has represented Region 3 in the AA class last year at the state tournament, is already out. They lost a lot of kids off that team. So Bluefield, they lost a lot of talent off that team. They got put out last night, and we're just getting started in our part of the section here tonight.
That's just so weird to me to play 3 games in one night. I've never seen that before. As Lizzie Smith grounds this out to short, and they got her at first, 2 away just like that.
Nice play by Nevaeh Hall, the shortstop out there. She got a nice bounce, too. It bounced right to her. She got a fielder's bounce. And that'll bring up Grayson Dowdy. She struck out looking her first at bat. She's the 9-hole hitter. Yeah, I think they did that last night to cut down on some travel and having to take
that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit. So that's how they decided to do it. They wanted to do it, cut down on some travel, and Bluefield got put out. So in the other side of the section, it's Wyoming East and West Side and Mingo Central who are still alive. I believe Wyoming East and West Side played tonight. They each won last night.
Nothing like a good battle of Wyoming County.
Wyoming County battle, yeah, absolutely. Might have security on hand down there.
They might have to. All right. That's in the dirt for ball one.
Maddie tried to get that change up over that time and just left it in the dirt.
Game 2 for this part of the region section will be tomorrow night. And I understand, as you were talking about earlier, that Mrs. Football 2, that because of unavailability for Summers County's field, those games will be played at Liberty Raleigh regardless.
That's my understanding, yeah. We don't have a field, and Summers County will not have a field available to them. As Maddie, you don't want to do this. She's 3-1 to the 9-hole hitter. And like I said, you don't want to get back to that top of the lineup and put the 9-hole hitter on with the walk here. So Maddie's got to bear down and come back here. She does get to a full count with the foul ball. And for me, when you got the 9-hole hitter up, I just rear back and throw her a fastball. And if she hits it, then God bless her. But I just try to make her hit it.
The 3-2 pitch. Fouled off. We'll do it again.
So Grayson Dowdy doing a nice job of staying alive here.
And that's grounded over to first base foul.
Maddie actually threw her changeup at time 1-3-2, and Dowdy did a good job of just setting back and fighting it off. So she's making Maddie work here. Maddie was trying to get her out on that front foot, maybe ahead of it a little bit. And it was a good pitch, and Dowdy just did a nice job of fighting it off. So we'll do it again.
Another 3-2 on the way. Swung on.
Really good at bat here from Grayson Dowdy. This is what you call quality at bat. You get to advanced metrics. If you get to 6 pitches or more, whatever the outcome, even if she strikes out, that would be considered a quality at bat because she's got to more than 6 pitches here. Good job. Work the walk. And again, Maddie struggling with her control here tonight. That's 5 walks, and that's not who she's been the majority of the season, but it's who she's been the last 3 games here, unfortunately.
Turns the lineup back over to Peyton Griffith at the top of the order. She struck out the last time. Drew a walk in her first appearance. So she's 0 for 1 technically.
Yeah, she is 0 for 1 tonight.
Going to drive her teammate over. And she startled me as she fouls it right back.
Fouled it right back at us.
Yeah. And she got a hold of it because that thing had a little bit of juice coming back here.
She was trying to get the defense moving, showing a bunt, and then pulling back and swinging. She was trying to get Trail out of position there. Tries it again.
One right back to Maddie, and she'll reach on a, oh no.
And that's exactly what happened. She showed bunt, got Trail out of position. Our second baseman, Ava Campbell, was late covering. Actually, Maddie should have never thrown that ball because Ava wasn't there anyway. So that's going to go as an error on Maddie. And unfortunately, now you got second and third. And here comes Shaylin Wickline. She's
drawn 2 walks tonight.
And you got to get her out because then you get to Chloe Burt and Briley Thomas. This is a big batter here for Maddie.
Pivotal point in the ball game for sure. Here's the first pitch to her. It's outside, ball 1. And notice Leonard half second.
Defensive indifference, and Griffith will take second right there. So, yeah, Maddie's got to come after her and get the out right here. But that was a nice job. That's why you see teams fake a bunt. She showed bunt, and you got Trail's defense moving, and then she hits a little nubber back to Maddie, and there's nobody to cover. So that worked out exactly how Greg Wickline, the coach of James Monroe, wanted it to work out.
Bunt shown once again. It's in there, strike 1. Two 2-1 pitch incoming. Wickline showing bunt. Pulls it back. That's in there, strike 2.
Right on the corner. It might have been a screwball right there. I'm not sure Wickline thought it was a strike.
And Maddie Rader is 1 pitch away from getting out with minimal damage. With no damage, in fact. And that's fouled back. We'll do it again. That's we're in search of new softballs.
Yeah, you got to get those girls sitting on a bucket going after foul balls. They get lazy sometimes. Girls in the dugout got to go get those. Try that changeup. Just missed with it. Now you 3-2. You got to just come after and get an out here.
Full count pitch incoming.
Yeah, that's off the plate. So, and here you go. Bases loaded with one of their big hitters, Chloe Burt, coming up. She singled her last at bat. We're going to have a courtesy runner as Wickline comes in for her sister for the third time here tonight. Shaylin Wickline's drawn 3 walks here tonight.
This is base percentage just keeps going up.
Yeah, it keeps going up. This is a big at bat here for Trail and James Monroe. This could blow the game open. Now, Trail does have a luxury James Monroe doesn't. If Maddie is struggling or they feel like they need to change pitchers, they can bring in Stephanie Harrell. She's a freshman, and she can come in and give them a quality pitch game, and that's a big one into the gap.
Go all the way to the wall. And they're waving her home. She'll score.
And that clears the bases, and that just broke the game open. Bases loaded double. And I said before the inning that Maddie just needed to get out of this. She needed to get through this part of the lineup and not turn the lineup over. And unfortunately, she walked the number 9 hitter, and it's cost her. It just cost her 3 runs by turning the lineup over. So here you got Briley Thomas, who hit a 3-run homer her first at bat. And again, like I was saying before that double, Candace Young does have another pitcher at her disposal. She feels like she needs to go to Stephanie Harrell. Stephanie's a freshman. She threw 22 2/3 innings for Trail this year. She had 31 strikeouts, a 4.63 ERA, and opponents hit 247 against her. So Stephanie's a good pitcher. She can bring in Stephanie and gives them a little different look. Stephanie probably has a little more velocity than Maddie. And let's see if Briley Thomas gets on here. Let's see if Candace Young wants to do that.
And that's right into center field, and that's gone. Briley Thomas' second home run in as many at-bats.
Big game for Briley Thomas.
And that makes it 9-3.
And that 2-out walk to the number 9 hitter, which when that happens, you're thinking, okay, maybe that's cost them 5 runs. It turned the lineup over, and it's been huge. That's exactly. So they're going to bring in Stephanie Harrell. Stephanie, let's see what they do here. I think Ava Campbell's going to sit down. It looks like Maddie is going to go to second base now.
Let's also make this point walk because we are awfully close to it. It's an 8-run rule in softball, not 10. So we're right there.
It's 8-run. Yeah, after 5 innings, it is an 8-run rule after 5. But in you have to play 5 innings.
Right.
When you get in the playoffs, so in sectionals, you have to play 5 innings, regardless. So Trail would get the bat this inning,
and then the next,
the next inning,
right.
And we'll see what the score is. But yeah, after 5, it is an 8-run rule. You're exactly right.
And again, the winner of this game gets the winner of Summers County and Liberty Raleigh. Actually, this is the last year we get to make the designation. Liberty Harrison's closing at the end of the school year, so it's just I saw an independent documentary about the last football season. Someone, I think it was a student there, had brought their camera around and then made like a documentary of the last football season at Liberty Harrison. So they're closing, so we won't have to make that designation anymore. It'll just be Liberty High School in West Virginia. So Anyway, the winner of this game gets the winner of Summers County and Liberty. And then the loser gets the loser of that game. And then the loser of the loser's bracket game is out. The winner plays on with a must-win situation in every game.
And not to take anything away from the kids at Summers County, if Trail loses this game, that's more than likely who they're going to play. Summers County struggled this year. It would be a really big upset if they were to beat Liberty. So they would, if Trail would go on to lose this game, they would almost assuredly get Summers County tomorrow night, and Glen Daniel and James Monroe and Liberty would play in the winner's bracket. But game's not. I mean, Trail they can still come back in the game. But the great thing about softball and baseball is you're not going against the clock. You get your opportunities to come back.
Right. You can't bleed the clock out. You got to give them a shot.
So let's see if Stephanie Harrell can stop the bleeding as Peyton Street comes up. She's 0 for 2 tonight.
Harrell's first pitch is a grounder out to second, and that will be the out. And the bleeding has been stopped. So we are going now to the bottom of the fourth. It is 9-3 James Monroe on the River Network after this.
Reno Medical Center is located in the heart of Reno and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Reno Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
Welcome you back here on the River Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Ryder here with you. We have Midland Trail and James Monroe in a sectional softball game. Right now, Trail finds themselves down 9-3, but they've got a chance to get right back in the ball game and mount a comeback here and try to keep themselves in the winner's bracket in this section. And they'll start things off with Abby Parcell. Yep. He's a designated player tonight for Trail.
She's 0 for 1. She struck out swinging her first at bat.
This is the 7-8-9 of the Patriot order. And we're waiting on the home plate umpire, who has now returned to his post, and we're ready to go.
So let's see if Abby can get things started here for Trails. They find themselves down 6 runs here in the bottom of the fourth. Fouls that one back. Now, in the on-deck circle, I told you, Ava Campbell, the second baseman, where they made that switch. Ava Campbell is now checked out. Stephanie Harrell, who's the pitcher, is going to hit in her spot. She's on deck now for Trail.
And that's inside 1-1.
That missed just inside, too.
2-1 count now to Abby Parcell. Now.
Yeah, all those pitches have missed just inside. Abby's got a hitter's count now. See if Candace Young wants to give her the green light and let her swing away.
We're about to find out. The 3-1 pitch swung right through and it came up empty, 3-2.
And with a 6-run lead, Briley Thomas can afford to just, pipe some over the middle here and just try to get strikes. She's got some breathing room now.
3-2 pitch.
That's a good pitch.
In there, strike 3
yeah,
call.
Right over the outside corner. That's a good pitch. And with 2 strikes, you probably don't. That's probably too close a pitch to take. So Stephanie Harrell comes up. She only hit 176 on the year. She missed some time in the middle of the year with a stress fracture in her foot. Now, I will say this. She has Trail's lone home run of the year, and if any kid's capable of doing it, she can. I think Stephanie's got a bright future at Trail as a pitcher and a hitter. She got her out on that front foot with that changeup, and I got to tell you, man, Briley Thomas's changeup has looked really good tonight. Really good. Because Stephanie was waiting on something hard, and if she would have gotten it, she might have driven it over the left field fence because she got her on that front foot. She was able just to pop it foul down the left field line.
And I'll just speak from my observations. Didn't look like she was swinging all that hard. She just got that.
She's got a
pop
lot
in
of
her
power.
bat.
She's got a lot of power. Earlier this year at a flex practice, she hit one at Trail's old field, which they've since torn down, over the concession stand. And Candace Young mentioned, she said, I've been here a lot of years. She said, I've never seen a ball hit that far here at this field. So Stephanie Harrell has a lot of power, and I think she does have a lot of potential. But hasn't had the type of year she wanted. But, again, I think the injury hurt her some, too. She had to miss some time right in the middle of the year with the injury. Threw her off a little bit. But she is the kind of kid that can put it right over the fence just like Briley Thomas did.
What grade did you say she was in, a freshman?
Just a freshman,
Just
yeah.
a freshman.
She becomes the 4th freshman in the lineup here. So, again, Trail's young. They got a lot of kids coming back not only next year but the next 2 years. So, oh, that was off the plate, I thought. Yeah,
I thought so,
that was
too.
off the plate, and I didn't think that was a strike. He gave it to her, and that's going to bring up Kendall Parsons with 2 outs. As Kendall struck out her first time. Yeah, he gave Briley a few inches off that corner that time.
Yeah. Bunt shown. And Kendall will be out at first.
Nice play by Briley Thomas, fielding her position well.
So the Patriots go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th. We'll go to the 5th. 9-3, James Monroe on the Monroe Network.
Raynell Medical Center is located in the heart of Raynell and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
We welcome you back here on the Monroe Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Rader here with you. We're going to the 5th inning, and just for the sake of dotting all of our I's and crossing all of our T's, let's line up how the game could potentially end after this inning. If James Monroe scores 2 or more runs and Midland Trails does not score in the bottom of the inning, the game would be over on a run rule. So that's how this game could be ending in not much time at all. But, and again, there's always a possibility of James Monroe going down 1-2-3, let's say, and Midland Trail mounting a comeback, and we will play on. But just for the sake of having everything covered, there is a chance this is the last frame of the ball game.
Yeah, so Stephanie wants to keep them under wraps here and not let them score anything because Trail certainly wants to extend the game here down 6 runs. So, but to your point, you're exactly right. So this is going to be a key inning. If James Monroe puts a couple runs on the board, then Trail is forced to score in the bottom of the 5th.
They'll bring up Evie Canterbury to start us off. Evie is 0 for 1. She walked in the 2nd and grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd. For the first time, of course, she'll be facing Stephanie Harrell, so new pitcher. But she was in the on-deck circle when the last inning ended, so I'm sure she took a good look at Stephanie while she was out there.
I think Stephanie just got to throw one pitch.
Well, it should have been a darn good look then.
Yeah. So again, I think Stephanie's a good pitcher, and I think she's going to be a good pitcher the next few years for Trail. She has a little different release than Maddie, so she gives you a little different look as the ball's coming out of her hand. Stephanie probably has a little more velocity than Maddie too. So we'll see if that throws off James Monroe's timing at all here with facing a new pitcher.
Well, at the moment we are without a home plate umpire, and that's a problem. So we'll wait for him to get back to his post.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the holdup is.
I have no idea. But it looks like he's back there now. I couldn't see him from where I was at. I was like, where did he go? All right, Evie's ready. Stephanie's ready. Umpire's ready. We're ready to go. First pitch to Evie Canterbury is swung on and missed, strike one.
Stephanie typically won't throw a changeup as much as Maddie. Stephanie likes her fastball. She trusts her screwball, which I think that's what that was right there. And that just missed. That wasn't a bad pitch. That just missed. She likes her screwball. She'll try to spot her fastball at different parts of the plate. Throw a curve.
1-1 pitch on the way.
That's a good pitch.
That caught the inside corner, 1-2.
Right on the inside corner. Looks like she might have came back with that screwball, which just missed the pitch before. That's a good pitch. She worked that inside corner. She really worked that inside corner. She definitely likes her screwball. That's probably the pitch she trusts the most, and it looks like that's what she was working on that particular bat. So this will bring up Ariana South. She's 0 for 2. She struck out both times at the plate. She's the number 8 hitter here for James Monroe.
First pitch to Ariana is a ball.
And you can again, Stephanie's trying to work that inside corner to these right-hand hitters.
Ariana drops a bunt down, and that goes foul. Leaving up our count at 1. One pitch.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. She's really working that inside corner here.
One-two pitch to Ariana South.
Right, the boy, she's liking what she's doing with that inside corner. Struck out both batters this inning. I'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Lizzie Smith. I have her striking out and grounding out to the shortstop. So she's 0 for 2 tonight here, Lucas.
Looking to break that offer and get on. Sort of a 2-out rally. First pitch to her is just going to barely miss the ball.
Just missed. That looked pretty good from up here.
Yeah.
Just missed. I don't know if the ump thought that was high or what, but from up here it looked like a pretty good pitch.
That's fouled off, 1-1.
So she's way behind that. She was way behind that pitch, Lizzie Smith was. So if I'm Stephanie and I see that type of swing, I'm throwing my hard stuff. I come right back on that inside corner with that screwball because she didn't look comfortable right there with that swing. Let that one get away from her.
With the base is empty, that's pretty much just a...
Goes down as nothing. It's not a wild pitch. As long as there's no runner's advance, you can't put it in as a wild pitch.
Looks like Ravage ball in the box score.
Right there.
And that's in there.
Yeah, and Stephanie, again, just absolutely working that inside corner to these right-hand hitters. doing a nice job here.
2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. She struck out the side.
Nice job by Stephanie Harrell to come in there.
We'll go to the bottom of inning number 5. Trail trying to mount a comeback. They'll try to get it started. Then we come back on the Monroe Network.
Reno Medical Center is located in the heart of Reno and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Reno Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
We welcome you back here once again on the Monroe Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Rader here with you. We're going to the bottom of the 5th, and due to events in the top half, this will not be the final frame of the ball game. We shall play on as James Monroe goes down 1-2-3, and Midland Trail will round it back up to the top of their order, trying to get back in the ball game here. It's Maddie Rader leading off.
Maddie's 1 for 2. She reached on an error, then hit a single to center, her second at bat.
That's grounded back over to second, and it eats the second baseman up a little bit, and so that'll get Maddie on once again.
Yeah, that's the third error of the night, actually, over there for the second baseman, Peyton Street. So that gets Maddie on. Now, Maddie will run for herself now that she's not pitching. That'll bring Jessie Mooney on. Let's see, with down 6, how aggressive Coach Candace Young wants to be on the base paths here.
Mooney showing bunt. Got it down. And no play
and that's,
as Maddie's caught in a rundown. And she is out.
Yeah, now that's just poor job of base running. I hate to say it, but it is. It's a poor job of base running by Maddie right there. I don't know what she was thinking with that one.
So Jessie ends up at first. And that brings up Nevaeh Hall. Chris, I have to ask just because I've noticed, and I don't remember seeing this in most other softball games, helmet stickers. Do you know the meaning behind that, or is it just
if you make a good play?
That's
going to be
fine
down.
Dirt or fine grass rather. That brings up Presley Walker.
Now I'm struggling. You have to forgive me. I'm over here struggling with game changer here. I made a mistake, and I'm struggling. So Presley Walker now at the plate.
And she'll find center field a base hit. And they're waving the runner around, and that's going to score.
Nice job by Presley. As the center fielder fell down out there. So we got first and second with 1 out. That brings Jessie Skaggs to the plate. She's 0 for 1 with a walk here tonight. She's walked and struck out. See if Trail can climb back in here. They got a chance here, first and second, 1 out.
9-4 now is our score. And again, with only 1 out. A great opportunity for the Patriots. That's in the dirt.
It's going to be a wild pitch. Yeah, that'll be a wild pitch. That'll advance runners to second and third. And now Jessie's got a golden opportunity to drive in a couple runs if she can get a base hit right here.
Bunt shown.
Good bunt.
Really good bunt.
Oh, wow. We've ran ourselves out of a good inning.
And they're going to second. No one's home.
Yeah, it was a good bunt. Vega got a little aggressive there, though, leaving third, and she made the play easier on the third baseman.
Then I'll bring up Raylan Morris. She's over at third tonight. And Raylan, by my count, reached on an error and grounded out to second. And she's down 0-1 here.
But again, second and third, we need a big two-out hit here from Raylan.
And that's going to go out to second.
There's that changeup again. Got her.
That'll end the inning. Trail does get one. But they miss a prime opportunity.
Yeah, they could have got. They felt like they could have got more. And they ran themselves out of the inning there with two outs on the base pass, just with poor base running right there. And that was a pretty good opportunity to cut into the lead more than they did. So that's a missed opportunity right there in the bottom of the fifth for Trail.
Let's go to the sixth on the New Network after this.
Reno Medical Center is located in the heart of Reno and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Reno Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
To the sixth inning we go on the New Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Rader here with you. And we are indeed in the top half of the sixth, as it'll be Grayson Dowdy leading us off here for James Monroe. It's a 9-1-2 in their order. So the lineup will be rolled over regardless. And this is a great opportunity for the Mavericks to blow this game even more wide open than it already is.
Yeah, top of the sixth, they're going to roll it back over and get back to the top of their lineup. It's done a lot of damage tonight. Dowdy drew that walk a couple innings ago, which led to the landslide. She swings through that one.
She's 0 for 1. She struck out in the second and then that huge walk in the fourth. Bunt shown. And that's a ball. One pitch from Stephanie Harrell to Grayson Dowdy incoming. Bunt shown.
It's a good pitch.
Very late call for strike two.
I think he was undecided whether she offered or not. I thought it was a strike regardless if she offered or not. I think he thought it was going to be a ball, but he said she offered, so it's going to bring it to 1-2.
1-2 pitch. Outside, tried to get her to chase. She wasn't biting.
Yeah, Stephanie really likes working that part of the plate with that screwball.
And that's into the gap in the right center field.
Nice hit by the 9-hitter, Grayson Dowdy, that time. Came in hitting just 167. But she smoked that one into center field.
And that was a really loud single.
Yeah, absolutely. So that brings Peyton Griffith, the leadoff hitter. She's walked, struck out, and reached on an error. So she's 0 for 2 tonight. We'll see if Coach Greg Wickline wants to be aggressive with Dowdy here on the base paths. He might not want to run himself into an out, though, with his big hitters coming up.
That's ball one. And that's a bunt. That's foul. Evens our count at 1. Pull back a bunt at the last moment. And drew a ball. So it'll be 2-1.
And again, that's why they did that with Griffith in the couple innings ago, and that's how she got on. She showed bunt, got Trail's defense moving, and then when she hit it back to the pitcher with swinging the bat, our second baseman wasn't covering. So they're just trying to get our defense out of position here with a runner on base. Swings through that one.
I can't tell if she came up empty if it was just a foul. But regardless, it's 2-2.
Yeah, it brings it to 2-2.
That is foul.
Nice job of staying alive. Looked like a pretty good curveball right there at the time from Stephanie, trying to work the other corner. But Griffin was able just to get enough of it to stay alive.
And she'll ground that over to third. They'll try for 2. Got the out at second only.
Really nice play by the third baseman, Raylan Morris, over there. That was a sharply hit ball. They were able to get the lead runner, Dowdy, at second. It's a nice play over there by Raylan Morris, who I think as the season's progressed, he started to play a really good defensive third base for the Patriots. Just a sophomore over there.
It brings out Shaylin Wickline. She's the second hitter in the Maverick order.
She has walked 3 times tonight.
And scored 3 times.
Yeah. All the walks have killed us. See, I'm sorry about that. I told you I'd say us a couple times.
And I maintain this. At least you were honest about it, right?
Killed trail. Let me put it differently. It's killed trail.
One 1-0 pitch. In there, strike 1.
Looks like he might have gave Stephanie a couple inches off that plate that time. I wasn't sure that was a strike.
Nor was I, quite frankly.
It evens it at 1-1.
1-1 pitch. Outside.
And again, once you get through Wickline, then here comes the
heart of the order.
The heart of the order. And that's Burt and that's Briley Thomas. And, man, they have done big-time damage tonight.
That's grounded into right field. And it'll be a base hit. And they're at the corners. That brings up Chloe Burt. No, it doesn't. Oh, yes, it does. Number 21. I was reading my scorebook wrong. It brings up Chloe.
And the last time she had a bases-clearing double that scored 3 runs.
She's 2 for 3 so far. Had that double and a single in the third, and she grounded back out to the pitcher in the first.
She's a good hitter. So they might let her take a pitch so they can get Wickline to second, get her in better scoring position here. Let's see. Sure enough, they do. That ball missed just inside. Now Bird has another fantastic RBI opportunity.
And that's another ball, 2-0.
And now Steph's really got to come to her. She's got to give her something over the plate. And you hate to do that with a good hitter like Chloe Burt, but it's hard to pitch around her because then you got Briley Thomas, who's got 2 home runs
I was gonna say,
right behind her, so you got to pick your poison here.
And that's inside.
He called it a strike. Yeah, I'm with you. I thought that was a little off the plate. The ump saw it differently. He called it a strike. That gets the count to 2-1.
See if Stephanie can make anything come of that fortunate call.
Got her to swing through that one, so it evens it at 2-2.
And that's into left.
See, she tags up here.
It should score the run.
Throws way offline.
But they get...
All right.
Run scores.
And here's Briley Thomas, 3 for 3 with 2 homers. She's having herself a night. She's got a chance to add to this James Monroe lead here.
I'll be honest, Chris. Part of me says, all right, I'm showing out a sign of respect. I'm not pitching to you.
Yeah.
And that's popped up foul.
Good pitch that time from Stephanie. Yeah, she had her reaching a little bit that time. Put that on the outside corner.
Grounding back over to short.
Nice play.
Got her over at first. So that ends the Maverick half of the 6th inning. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 10-4. James Monroe has the lead on the River Network.
Raynell Medical Center is located in the heart of Raynell and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
We're back here on the River Network. Lucas Berry, Chris Rady here with you. We're going to the bottom half of the 6th. We'll have a moment. Let's take some time to thank our sponsors once again. We have Raynell Medical Center, Fade Awning and Glass, and Fit for a Queen. We thank them for helping us bring this game to you. And I'll echo what I said the first time we thanked our sponsors. It's always great to have people who are supporting community athletics. These kids work so hard. They deserve to be spotlighted. And to have the opportunity to do that is great. And we thank them for helping us do that.
So, Lucas, our senior first baseman who has been DH for tonight, Candace Young's going to let her get her a swing in. That's Kylie Ramsey. She's the only other senior. She hasn't been in the batting line, but she's been in the field here tonight at first base, and she's going to swing for herself here at the 6th spot in the lineup. It's a good pitch on the outside corner from Briley Thomas. Fouls that one back. She's a little bit behind it.
O2 pitch to Kylie Ramsey incoming. Swings and misses. Strike 3. And Kylie's down for the first out of the inning. That'll give us now to the 8th spot in the batting order. That's Stephanie Harrell coming back into the box. Foul back on 1.
Had her reaching for that. I think that was a little off the plate. Stephanie was reaching a little bit. Might have been a curveball right there.
And that's popped up, but foul.
Stephanie reached for that one, too. No, she might be doing that because I think on her previous at-bat, she got caught out on a strike that I thought was a few inches off the plate. So Stephanie's trying to get her plate coverage down here.
Fouls it off once again. We'll do it again. And honestly, now you're coming to the part of the at-bat. You're down 2 strikes. Part of that might just be reaching to get a piece of it and stay alive.
Yeah, just you gotta cover the plate here with 2 strikes and stay alive. You're right. That's that change-up again.
That's popped up.
Which has been fantastic tonight. Briley Thomas has been so good with that change-up here tonight. Got her out on her front foot. Stephanie was way out in front of that.
Now bring up Kendall Parsons. Kendall's 0 for 2 so far. She struck out in the second, grounded back out to the pitcher in the 4th. And she swings the first pitch and grounds it over to third, but it gets away. And she'll take second.
Nice play by the third baseman. Then, like you said, she let the throw get away from her. That was Peyton Griffith. Threw it into right field, and Kendall ends up on second.
That'll round us back to the top of the order. And it brings up Maddie Rader. That ball's in the dirt, and nothing doing over there at second. Ball 1. And that's into center field. It will error in center, and the runner will come around to score. It's 10-5 as Maddie will take second.
That is the 3rd error that Maddie's reached on tonight. The other 2 were to the second baseman, Peyton Street. That time it was Lizzie Smith. That cost them a run. That puts Maddie at second. That'll bring up Jessie Mooney.
We always say if you go to a softball or a baseball game, you'll see something you never saw before. I don't think I've ever seen anyone reach base on 3 errors in the same game.
Yeah, no kidding. Just off the plate right there.
That's popped up and foul. Counting is at 1-1. When one misses, it's now 2-1. The 2-1 to Jesse Mooney is a strike.
Wow. Yeah, that one looked like that was off the plate to me. You know, the previous one I thought may have been a strike, and he called it a ball. So it all evens out. It's 2-2.
The 2-2 pitch.
That's fair.
It is indeed fair. The run will score. And Jesse has a stay safe at first single.
25th RBI of the year for Jesse Mooney. Nice job by the freshman right there to keep the inning alive. Cut it to 10-6.
That'll bring up Nevaeh Hall.
Nevaeh's 1 for 3 tonight. Fouls that one off. Last time up, she singled to the left fielder. A little fly ball. She's trying to keep the inning here alive as Trail's trying to climb back in it, and they've cut it to 10-6 here in the 6th inning.
And she fouls it off once again. She finds herself down 0-2.
Candace Young again, knowing that she's telling her to wait on it just as the pitch is released. She knew that the changeup was coming. And Briley Thomas has done a great job tonight with that changeup. She is, and she's getting it over too, that's the key. She's getting it over, and she's either making them take it for a strike or getting them out on their front foot. They haven't been able to do anything with that changeup.
The 0-2 pitch misses high for ball 1. And we talked about this in the beginning of the broadcast. As she goes, so does James Monroe.
Yeah, they'll go as far. They do not have another pitcher. Grayson Dowdy's thrown 2 innings. Other than that, there's that change up again. Got her out on her front foot, and she's really done a good job tonight of getting that change up over and keeping Trail off balance.
Well, we'll go to the 7th. It's 10-6, James Monroe on the River Network. Stay tuned, everyone.
Renown Medical Center is located in the heart of Renown and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Renown Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
Welcome you back here on the River Network. Final frame upcoming. We're going to the 7th inning. It is 10-6, James Monroe. And this is a really big 3 outs to get for the Patriots, trying to keep themselves within striking distance for the bottom of the 7th.
Good pitch that time by Stephanie Harrell.
She finds herself ahead of Peyton Street 0-1.
And Lucas, again, I apologize. I've made a mess of Game Changer, so I'm trying to multitask and see what it got me.
And that's a ball. We'll come out of the bullpen and fill in while you fix your error, as long as you score an error on yourself.
I knew that was going to be.
And that's right at second, 4 and out.
Yeah, nice play by Maddie out there at second base. Nice line drive, but right at her.
I will say this, Chris, and I mean this sincerely. I thank you for coming up here and doing this, even though it's your kid out there. You're used to sitting and watching and keeping score. I am grateful you've chosen to come up here and do this.
No, I knew it was going to be different trying to broadcast the game with my own kid playing, and I'll probably get in trouble. I was probably a little too critical of her. I'll get in trouble with her mom on her base running blunder. So if her mom listens back to the broadcast, I'll probably hear about that. So yeah, that's a little different, a little tough, but yeah, we're getting through it. And James Monroe's done a really nice job tonight, dude. And James Monroe chased her out of the game with good hitting, and you just got to tip your cap to them. That's all there is to it. They're a good hitting team, and they've shown that here tonight. But Stephanie's actually, I think, come in and done a really nice job in relief here for Trail and kind of silenced the bats a little bit. And she throws that one behind her.
And make the count 1-2.
Kept Trail in the game, and Trail's been able to add some runs so they haven't been run ruled. So they're going to get to come up here in the bottom of the 7th, regardless what happens here.
And that misses. It's now 2-2. As Evie Canterbury has worked it back to even.
I have Evie as 0 for 2 tonight. She's walked and grounded out and struck out.
Yep.
She came in tonight hitting .274.
The 2-2 pitch.
Nice pitch.
In
really
there, strike
nice
three.
pitch by Stephanie. And again, she continues to really work that inside corners. Ariana South will come up now. She's 0 for 3 tonight. And Stephanie's going to try to get out of here, and Trail's got some ground to make up here in the bottom of the 7th.
I think we need some new softballs. Again, while we have a second of pausing and play, let's kind of reset everything for you. This is the AA Region 3 Section 2. Yes, I said section. Semifinal. The winner of this game will play the winner of Summers County and Liberty Raleigh. That game will be played at Liberty Raleigh. And the loser of this game will play the loser of the other game, and that game will still be played at Liberty. So it's doubleheader at Liberty tomorrow.
Doubleheader tomorrow in Glendaniel regardless. Winners play the winners, and the losers will play the losers, and some team will be eliminated tomorrow night.
Ariana South swings and misses at that one. It's quickly 0-1. Like we said before, this is like the last bastion of sectional play. It's not a one big regional yet. Although I have a suspicion that's coming.
Yeah, I can see by next year eliminating sectionals in softball too. It's weird that they've eliminated in basically every other sport and kept it in softball.
Yeah,
I can't say I even really understand it.
Swung on and missed strike 3.
Really good inning from Stephanie right there. So Trail's down to their last at bat, down 4, coming up in the bottom of the 7th here.
We'll come back for that frame after this on the New River Network.
Raynell Medical Center is located in the heart of Raynell and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.
Welcome back here on the New River Network. Bottom of the 7th inning. And in high school, there are only 7 innings, so this is the last chance for Midland Trail. They've got 4 runs to make up if they wish to keep the game going. They're down 10-6, and Presley Walker will lead us off. She's the Trail center fielder.
She drove in a run with a single to center her last time here. We need her to get on and get something started.
And she finds herself ahead in the count. It's 1-0. The 1-0 to her is into left field, a base hit.
Nice job by Presley there. That was a shot. Way to get it started. Single into left, and that'll bring up
Jessie Skaggs. Jessie has drawn a walk, struck out, and singled so far in her ball game. Shows a bunt. That's in there for a strike. Runner going. She's in there safely.
That's Presley's 13th stolen base of the year. She's second on the team. So that puts her in scoring position here for Jessie.
As the umpire gets repositioned. The field umpire, that is. The 0-1. Bunt shown once again. And that's a little low and in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-1. Bunt shown once again. That's fouled. And it's now 1-2 to Jessie Skaggs.
Yeah, that effectively takes the bunt off. And just need Jessie to choke up and poke it somewhere. I'd be looking change up here because that change up has been money here for Briley Thomas.
We'll see what she has in mind. That's strike 3 called, and that's the first out of the inning.
Right on the outside corner. That's going to bring up Raylan Morris.
Raylan's reached on an error and been grounded out to second twice. She gets on base here. And that's an error at second. They're saying she's safe at first, and everybody's safe, and they're on the corners here for Trail.
Tough night at second for Peyton Street. So runners at the corners, and Kylie Ramsey now coming up to the plate with 1 out. She'll probably take a pitch here to get Raylan to second.
And she bunts foul. As one of the few seniors on this Midland Trail team.
Yeah, there's only 3 seniors on the entire team. Two of them play. So, again, Trail very young. Return most of the team next year, and then a lot of the team 2 years from now. A lot of freshmen and sophomores. So, I do think the future is bright for Trail.
That misses Bunner going. And she's in there safely. Nothing doing over there at third.
Yeah, we needed, on that throw down, we really needed Presley to break for home on that, and she didn't. We could have stolen a run right there. So second and third, 1 out.
1-1 count.
1-1 count.
To Kylie Ramsey. The senior trying to come up big for her team as she shows bunt. That's in there, strike 2.
Kylie's got a hit now. Kylie last year had arguably the biggest hit of the year for Trail in the sectional against Greenbrier West. She had an RBI double with 2 outs in the 7th that tied the game. So I'd like to see her do that again right here.
That's outside, 2-2.
Well off the plate, tried to get her to chase.
She didn't bite, and she stays alive to fight another pitch. That's back out to third. run will score, and she's out, but the runner will.
That's a big out, though. It does score a run, but it is a big out for James Monroe. As that's 10-7 now, and Trail's got 2 outs, and Stephanie Harrell
will come up now. And as we mentioned, she does have Trail's lone home run this season, so she is capable of leaving the ballpark.
She is. She's got that capability. She really does. She's got that in her.
And that's where that extra run not coming across earlier really hurts. Because if she does leave the ballpark, it still leaves them short.
Yeah. Yeah, and Trail ran themselves out of a pretty good inning a couple innings ago. Maddie and Vea both got thrown out on the base pass. They probably left some runs on the board that inning by running themselves out of that one. So 10-7, runner on third. So let's just see what happens here.
Again, both these teams will make the trip over to Raleigh County tomorrow regardless, over in Glen Daniel. The question is, will they be in a winner's game or the loser's game? And we're about to find out as Stephanie Harrell strides in. As Trail's last chance. The first pitch to her is outside, ball 1.
They had some success getting Stephanie to chase that outside pitch the last at bat too. They really worked that outside corner of the plate.
The 1-0. Inside, but caught the corner. Strike 1. The 1-1 pitch.
Caught that inside.
So it runs to 2-1 now.
Yeah, after working the outside corner to Stephanie the previous at bat, they've come inside to her twice here.
Keeping the hitter guessing. Two 2-1 pitch to Stephanie Harrell. Is a foul ball.
She's really jamming her now. She really is working the inside corner of that plate. Jam Stephanie up.
And the Patriots are down to their last strike. Senior against freshman.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Stephanie's going to be a good player for Trail over the next 2 or 3 years.
Make sure her cleats are all tied up. And now she gets back in the right-hand batter's box. Takes a deep breath. She's ready to go. The 2-2 pitch. Misses high, full count.
Tried that changeup again, left it high that time. Worked it full.
The 3-2 pitch.
Oh.
Strike 3 called. The ball game is over. As James Monroe advances to the winner's bracket, they will play the winner of Summers County and Liberty Raleigh tomorrow for a chance to move on to the regional tournament. And for Midland Trail, it's a date with the loser of the Summers County Liberty game in the loser's bracket again tomorrow night in Glen Daniel.
Well, it's a position, again, that Trail's familiar with. They lost the first game of the regional last year to James Monroe and came back and won the next 2. And this time they're going to have to win 3 in a row. You have to win the loser's bracket and then win 2 more to even get out of the section. So Trail's dug themselves a hole, but it's not something they can't come out of, and they did it last year. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow night in Glen Daniel.
I was going to say, that's the great thing about double elimination. Your season's not over. You still got a chance.
Season's not over, absolutely.
And here's the thing we talked about earlier. They got to give you that chance, right? They can't just bleed that clock out. They get a lead. They got to give you the chance.
Absolutely.
So that'll do it for us here on the Nervo Network. Once again, I thank Chris Ray for coming up here and stopping by and Calling the game with us tonight for Darren McGuffin right beside me, throwing all the switches. Chase Berry out there running camera. I am Lucas Berry saying thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time here on the River Network.
Raynell Medical Center is located in the heart of Raynell and has provided quality health care to our community for over 45 years. We offer medical, dental, pediatrics, pharmacy, behavioral health therapy, x-ray, mammography, diabetes education, and on-site lab services. We accept most insurance plans and offer a sliding fee scale for qualifying patients. Make us your family's medical home and let us care for you. Raynell Medical Center. Excellent health care right at home.